Hello everybody, bienvenido a todo. I'm Bad Blood, welcome to my channel. We are as ever in Train Sim World 3 and we're in a new route. We're in Glasgow Queen Street to Edinburgh Waverley. Well, I say it's a new route, I think it came out in January or early February. But it just got a patch to kind of fix some issues, which is more or less fix the main ones. It's not perfect, that you'll see. But it's kind of sort of done the job. But we're not doing one of the normal services. Oh no. I've been like playing around with some mods, seeing what could make this route a bit more interesting, because this isn't to say it's boring route. But it's a sort of, by definition, it's an A to B route. You start at Glasgow Queen Street, which is a terminus station. You end in Edinburgh Waverley, which is a big sort of intercity interchange station. And along the way, you stop at stations. There aren't that many stations to stop at. There isn't that much variation. There's like 2 different types of EMU that come with it, and a rail tour, which I'll go into because we're not doing the standard rail tour. And so actually, you know, if you've watched any video of this route, you would probably be seeing a version of that. But what I've done is, there's a mod. I wish I could give a hat tip. Let me see if I can open Chrome without destroying everything. Because this service won't take long, because I don't think we have any stops. Or if we do, it's not many. Let me just see if I can find there's a couple of mods. First of all, there's a mod from, the name I won't get right. It's a Czech guy, I think, that enables first Great Western livery. It enables the first Great Western livery on the Great Western Express. On the Great Western Express service. So that's just a sort of thing that's been around for years. But that also enables enables users to, if they create their own liveries, I think in the Unreal Editor base thing or in Blender or something, there's a way using that exploit to put liveries on this train. But it's quite finicky, and so not many people have done it. There aren't that many liveries available for mods. But you can... Oh, I think I might have an older scenery mod installed, maybe? Oh, anyway, right. Before I get carried away, I need to find out what this mod is. Right. So, this mod, which is the one that I'm using, it's the main mod, which is, it replaces what is a Class 314, the train that comes with Cathcart Circle, which is the other Scotrail route in the game. It replaces that rail tour with a HST. Now, if you have the Great Western, the first Great Western enabler that changes it to the old livery that never actually officially came with the game, and then you download a mod for the Scotrail Intercity HST livery, already, you're probably... This is what happens when you play this game on PC. You're like, what are the possibilities? Then you can run the Intercity set. I think it's a shortened set. It's only 6 characters. Yeah, it's only 6. You can run that with the correct livery as the rail tour service. So basically, I think it's going to be a non-stop service. But anyway, let's get started, because you're probably like, what the hell? Let's see. Oh, we do have a couple of stops: Bishop Briggs, Falkirk High, and Haymarket. Okay, right. Doors open. Oh, I need to unlock the key. Bring down the brakes. The fan speed. I've also got a mod that makes the interior of this a bit tatty or something. I can't remember what it does. I don't know if it's just the windscreen it's made dirty, or if it's done anything else. Like, yeah. What can I say? And I've got some general... I think I've got a route enhancement mod I thought I'd turned off, but I'm pretty sure it's still there. And windscreen de-ice, because, yeah, maybe I'll put that on. Right. I don't know what difference that makes. But yeah, now let's have a look. In all its glory, here is the HST. I think it's a castle set, so yeah, it's a short set. It's four passenger coaches, and then the 2 things. I mean, in real life, they've got slidey doors, not this. So this is... But they've, I mean, whoever did this mod actually changed the colour of the seats and the carpets, I think. So they've done a good job. And yeah, it has this really nice livery on the side that's like Scottish monuments. Right. There we go. And just this is what basically, at some point in the next month, the livery editor is going to come for HST. And this is what you're going to be able to do with it. Anyone. And download it from the Creators Club. At the moment, like I said, that mod story I just told you about, the wild story of things you have to do, is the only way to do it. And there aren't that many that people have created that way, so by no means should you feel obliged to try and do this yourself, or like add all these mods yourself to try and do it, because, like I say, in a few weeks, you'll just be able to do it via Creators Club, and it'll be a hell of a lot simpler. And there'll probably be others that are that are kind of more interesting as well, maybe. I don't know. Depends what you're into. This one, I think, for me is cool just because it might not be something you've seen. I'm sure other people have made this video because why wouldn't they? Is it just me, or do the headlights feel really good? I don't know. It feels like the headlights feel... Oh, but look at that. Look at that. What's that? Right, well, what I should also say is that I've got a mod installed that's supposed to make the diesel fumes look better. I don't know if that's happening because we're in the tunnel or because it's clashing with other mods. But yeah, that's... If you see anything odd in this route, there are things that are odd about the route, the base route itself, but just don't judge it harshly. Like say, oh, it's badly built, or Rivet don't know what they're doing. There's a good chance that things might be related to mods I've got installed. Certainly, I don't think the performance was particularly bad when if I play it without mods. There's no obvious big graphical glitches apart from some lighting as you come in and enter and leave the tunnels. As I said, this is not the this isn't like a great showcase for this train, because this train has got a non-standard livery. It's modded to do things, and yeah, so don't judge the route based on this. I think it's a good route if you like East Coast Way, if you like Cathcart Circle, if you like Great Western Express, maybe sort of A to B routes. They don't have that much variation, but that like are well modeled, that look nice. Sort of immerse you in the sort of environment of it. The actual train that comes with this route, the 385, is pretty snazzy. I mean, had its problems when it launched because the controls were a bit lacked sensitivity, I think, which made them a bit. Wow, this train really does not like hills. The 385 would have left this tunnel 2 minutes ago. This train's really like, and considering it's only a 4-car train as well, so it's not even like there's anything heavy going on. But yeah, the 385 is really is a really good loco for the game, because it's got like automated announcements you can do. It looks really nice. It's got a very small front windscreen, but that's the actual train. And post the patch update that this route just got like a week ago, or this week that just went, it's pretty, it sounds pretty good as well now. Or did I not turn on AWS? I did not, did I forgot. Yeah, there we go. I think it's just AWS in here. I don't think the TPWS is enabled on this loco. Yeah, that's definitely modded in. That's not there in the normal thing. But that said, I'm sure there was a TPWS thing somewhere in this cab. Oh well. Yeah. Okay, so we've got 1.9 miles. Okay, right, max. Let's have a look at this. Oh, it's lovely, isn't it? Look at that. Look at that. So yeah, Still has this is still basically the original model, so it's still got all of the old TSW problems from the older routes, the blurry wheels, but it sounds phenomenal. Great. It's something to have in a diesel engine. Electric doesn't quite get there. I think it's raining. No, can't tell. This screen, this windscreen is absolutely filthy. Filthy, I say. Right, so this will be there, and then what was the other stop? Falkirk High? I think Falkirk's quite far along. Maybe somewhere around here? So we should be able to get some speed. We'll struggle to get to 100 though, because this train does not like accelerating from 0. It takes a good while to get to 100 in this thing. Yeah, there we go. Right, now we've got 70, but we're coming in to stop anyway, so... Yep, got the yellow. We've got red. This is a very nice route. It's a very well modelled route. I'll say that for it for sure. Oh, we don't have a stop time for this Bishopsbrigst thing. Only problem with some of these older trains is that the braking is a lot more sensitive. It's harder to just sort of like bring it in and then bring it back down again. As in, if you overestimate the amount and you slow down too much, the brakes take ages to release. So you end up going over what you wanted to, and it's all a bit faffy. But we're going. This is the speed I'm happy with. This is the speed you should be entering a station at, so happy with that. The reason this one works, this train works, by the way, is because the 314 is a 6-car set. That's why. So this is 6 cars. It's 4 passengers, 2 power cars. So it There we go. Ooh, that's not bad, if I do say so myself. Open doors, and we get the green as soon as the doors open. Is anyone going to get on? They're probably looking at this like, what? We are not going to allow it. Oh, look at that. We got a bloody, we're a rail tour, so we don't even, we don't, wait. What's this? This doesn't make any sense whatsoever. So there's a train that's supposed to come in 6 minutes on this platform, but I'm not scheduled to leave for 15 minutes. Well, anyway, whilst that can do its deal with itself. We've got a green, so we can just leave whenever we want. Let's have a look at the station, because some of the stations on this route are pretty well modelled. What's this? Oh, it's a Highland cow. Ooh. Oh yeah, I don't think this is going to be one of the well-modelled stations. It doesn't look like it has any station building. Oh, huh. I think this is a modded map. They're not usually like this. So I think that's the result of a mod. Again, don't take anything you're seeing in this as what the route is like. Oh, hello. I just got some bagpipes, as you do. Well, I don't want to delay the train behind me that much. We've got an 18-mile stretch ahead of us, so, and this train isn't like an electric. Although we can get up to a much higher speed than the 314 can, but oh, I wish we could get in there. But this is technically a rail tour, so I guess it's not in any rush. But I don't think they would let a rail tour delay a commuter. So, oh look, we're already blocking him. Right, no, sorry. I am not being responsible for holding up people going to Edinburgh or wherever. Come on, what's going on? Why aren't you working? Do I need to do engine start? Why wouldn't it work? That is not on. Oh, because my doors are still open apparently. that would explain it. Okay, off we go. Oh, look at the coat. I know that I am there. Not touching anything. Just driving a train with my mind. But oh, it's gorgeous, isn't it? Really nice job on this livery. Both Scotrail and whoever made this one. I mean, look at the detail in that. Look at that. It's Glasgow shipyard. That's bridge over the Clyde. That's the Royal Albert Monument, I think, in Edinburgh. Don't know what that is. It's Edinburgh Castle, I guess. There. Yeah, that's Edinburgh Castle. I don't know what these are. They're not high definition enough. I love the sound the Mark 3s make. It's like Annie and Clarabelle moaning, or the coaches or the trucks in Thomas the Tank Engine. Like, oh no, we don't want to go. We don't want to go. Don't make us go. With the soft dulcet tones of Ringo Starr. Right. I know I'm trying to be like progressively increase the acceleration because I know that's how you're supposed to drive the HST, but God, it's slow. But anyway, I cannot wait for this to come to Livery Designer. We've got, so we are, as I record this video, we are in where are we? We're in beginning of March. Like, I think it's the 10th of March at the moment. What is it? Is it? I'm gonna even tell you that it's the 11th of March today. And New York Trenton launched 2 weeks ago, I think, or 3 weeks ago. You've seen my videos on that. I like it. It got trashed by many people in the community, so it is what it is. Then the next one to come out is Main Koblenz. That's German route. It's like set in the 90s, so there's some more vintagey type stock. Then fairly soon after that will be Niedertalbahn. I think that's it, Niedertalbahn, which is another vintage route. That's a third-party route made by. Actually, no. Before that, there's a West Cornwall local steam rail tour pack, which brings the Jubilee and some new liveries and a sort of updated cab to be like modern 21st century railway drivable. And like officially, like, so it has AWS and a GSMR. So that's coming next week, I think, like Thursday or Friday, and so you get the German route, then the Niedertalbahn, then apparently before the next roadmap, so that by the end of March, the Midland Main Line route between Derby, Leicester, and Nottingham will release, which will have the HST, a sort of different version, an East Midlands Trains version, and a Class 158. So, with the livery editor, you'll be able to have some good old British Rail 90s excellence, because I think with the classics of the HST will come the 166 as well from Great Western Express. So, you'll be able to do a British Rail heydays liveries for the Paddington route. Be able to put some 158 regional railways, some 150 Centro, 323 Centro on Birmingham Cross City Line, and on the Midland Main Line itself, you'll be able to do some British Rail 158. You probably imagine a 150 was there. I imagine it was. They got everywhere. Right, can we go up to 100? Yes, we can. So what I mean is, there's going to be a decent amount of stock in the game to start really sort of hammering down on that, making use of the Greatest Club and scenarios. Also, well, you'll have the Class 47 as well, which is already in there. So you can use that as like an intercity thing. Yeah. Yeah, it's going to be pretty good. And on West Cornwall Local as well, you can use the HST and the 158 in the British Rail glory days, and you'll have the Regional Railways 150. I mean, I think it's going to be a bit of a game changer for UK content, and the scenarios are going to be really good. I suppose the 158s never ran from Paddington, because no, they would have run further down the line. But I mean, you know, you could still add one every. You could still add one. I'm pretty sure there was some. They ran out. They definitely had Network Southeastern livery, so they must have run them out of Waterloo. You could pretend there was diversion or something. They were coming into Paddington. We still wouldn't have any older third rail stock to do like a Brighton mainline era thing, but meh. Oh, look at that. Right. Can I catch up with it? Can I? Oi, you. Oi, 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 you. Oi. Right, can I catch up with it? Can I catch up with it? Can I catch up with it? No, right. I probably can if I'm not right. Oh, why do I keep getting things right? Can I? Yes, I can. I just want to get ahead of it and do it like a bridge. Oh, look, we're gonna get two trains passing. Let me get ahead. Let me get ahead. Is there a bridge I can view from? There is. There's a bridge up ahead. Come on, 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 come on. Come on, come on, come on, come on. That's not a bridge, is it? It's a... Oh, that's a bridge. Like, what is that? It's a pipe. Sorry, car, you'll have to stop. I'm a train spotter. Oh, brilliant. Look at that. Look at that. Now, would you have rather me done this or a 385? You tell me. Oh, I need to get some pictures as well. I think it's nice, this route with the grey sky. It does actually look very nice in summer, I have to say, in a clear sky. But because it's Scotland, I mean, if you've ever been to Scotland, the chances of a sunny day are much lower than. Shall we try and get one with the scenery? Oh, bunny. That might be the one. Let's see. Got 10 miles to Linlithgow, isn't it? Oh no, it was Falkirk High, wasn't it? Okay, so it's just after that. I think that station before then is Croy. Is it? No, there isn't a station there, is there? Is there? No, there's not. Oh, look, we're going through a rock formation. Well, a cutting. A literal rock cutting. Like I said, this is an interesting route. It's by no means perfect. It doesn't have that much variation, but, you know, even if you don't have a PC or you don't want to play with mods, you can create some. Once there's the livery editor, Creators Club, you'll be able to do some interesting mods, interesting scenarios and liveries. I mean, the real problem is that because it's electrified, that very much places it in the modern era. Because it was, like I said, it was only done like 14, 15 years ago. Before that, it was diesel, chugging along. That's why that route map confuses me. Because there must have been another way, an electrified way between there. Because I'm sure that you could catch a service that would have that took you from on an intercity train between Glasgow and what's its name? Edinburgh. But maybe they just didn't stop. Maybe I'm confused. I'm not that much of a buff, to be honest. A history buff. I like choo-choo trains. That's me. Although I do have all my railway magazines to hand. You know, I have not been watching what I've got up on the screen. There we go. I've also got some bus magazines somewhere. Some friend of mine gives them to me. And a tram and light railways magazine. That in down in here. No, these are only railway magazines. Oh, we've got GWR as well. I get them imported. I get my magazines imported from the UK. There's only one Spanish railway magazine, and it's quarterly, and it's a lot more technical. It doesn't have lots of nice pictures. It's a lot more sort of like state of the railways, because I mean Spain is building an entirely new network of railways. It's not like HS2, which is everything in the UK. Spain literally is rebuilding its railways from scratch, or has been. It's probably about halfway through. And actually, I have a map of Spain's railways right up there. So their high-speed network is still in progress. They're expanding it massively still. Still got far more areas of the north to do it with. The bits they built need expanding into dual track, or they want to upgrade parts of it which have been built with Iberian gauge into standard gauge. They're currently building like the line that goes to the north, the high-speed line, will then connect to France. So there'll be 2 high-speed connections either side of the Pyrenees. Pyrenees, yeah, that's it. And they want to reopen the Canfranc connection in the Somport tunnel. So that would be 3 international rail connections. Well, 4 if you include the Scotrail, which also connects in San Sebastian, Irún, and Vizcaya on the French side. And yeah, I mean that's just the north, or that part of the north. Because in Galicia, there'll be an international connection with Portugal. There'll be another international connection with Portugal in the central south in Badajoz. I mean, yeah. And then they're building a high-speed line that will go from Extremadura, which is that part of Spain next to Portugal, to Madrid. They've built part of it already. Currently isn't electrified. It's like in the process of being. And it doesn't go from it goes from Badajoz to nowhere, basically. But it will eventually connect to Madrid. So, I mean, yeah, there's a lot of technical specification stuff to discuss. And obviously there was a big story recently where the northern meter gauge rail lines needed new trains, and the government, or the infrastructure company, either Renfe or Adif got it wrong basically, and they ordered trains that were too big for the tunnels. And like, bear in mind that this is a meter gauge railway, so it has a loading gauge much more similar to, say, a metro line than it does a big railway train like this. Although it's not that, it's probably somewhere between. No, it's small. It is smaller than this. They're narrower, and they have meter gauge obviously rather than the standard gauge, which I think is 1 meter 32, 42. Yes, I know. Let's bring us down. Let's go down to 40. 30 for this stop, and then it's all the way to, well, is it, or do we have to stop at Haymarket? Oh, Haymarket, that's at least quite far. Yeah, I need to brake more. I want to be down. Goddamn, I always end up talking about Spain's railways in a video about nothing to do with Spain, because there's no Spain in Train Sim World. So just like, well, any opportunity to say something? And I'm still... Oh, I misunderstood the instruction at the last station. I was supposed to be here for 33 minutes past, not leave. For this, I should not be trusted to drive trains. Come on. I need to stop. Come on. I cannot go past that red. Oh, not bad actually. All in all, everything's on the platform. This is Falkirk High level. I don't think they made the image that big, do they? Maybe they do. I haven't been to the UK in ages, so I've forgotten what it's like with their ugly way of doing street furniture and street decoration. Easily far worse than most of the European countries that just either don't do anything or... Right, Haymarket, how long have we got? 24 minutes? Right. Yeah, I need to stop getting distracted and ranting about weird, irrelevant things. Apologies. Anyone in the UK who's like, how dare he attack our street furniture and street design? It's awful. But yeah, that's not the point of this. Wait, it's the trains. Our modified train. Oh, it's so good. Oh, I also have a mod that like makes the railways rusty. That it's like a per route mod, but you can actually but it's available for most routes, I think. So yeah. And like I said, I think I've got a scenery mod that's like maybe updated some, added more trees or something, or you know, it's updated the maps and things like that to make them a bit more realistic. Like I said, do not judge. I mean, that effect, I think, again, I don't know for sure, because they did do some work on this in the latest patch to fix that. I don't think I've noticed it this bad in the 385, but that might be because the cab is a different design. It's a newer train. It's not modified, so maybe. But that effect is still present to some degree in the route. But I don't know if it just exaggerated because this train isn't supposed to be on this route in this in this livery, etc. And I've got a mod installed that changes the interior. So don't, like I said, don't judge your route, the route based on this video or anything like that. This is just like modified heavily for my enjoyment. And you get to share that by watching this video. Although I'm pretty sure most people don't sit through and watch the whole thing. Like I don't say anything intelligent enough, and I'm not funny enough. I think people probably just skip to certain bits because they want to see what the train looks like. See this? See, look, we've got this green effect. But see, when you leave the tunnel, it's not that bad. What I want is I'm not going to be able to get a picture of it in movement because it will blur, because I've got motion of blur turned on, but I suppose I could turn it off if I knew how. I think it's F1. But I don't want to press F1 and break something. I'm going to press F1, see what happens. Oh! It opened VLC player. Let me just close that because it's going to... And I should close Chrome as well because I think it's going to... Probably going to cause some jitters. Oh, I can't get out of the screen. Right, there we go. Okay, right. And also, I think I should turn off... What do I have? I have numlock or something in place. Right. Oh no, that does the thing. That just changes that. Nope, it's still turned on. Well, that's an alright picture. Well, I don't know how to turn it off then. I'm not going to reopen Chrome to look it up. Right, we're on max. Oh, I turned on the frame thing, the FPS. I think I've got this capped at 30. That's why it's still, it is, or maybe it's probably capped at 31. Or, no, it seems to be getting higher than that. Maybe it's capped at 40 then. It's capped at something. But you can see anyway. Well, you can't really see because the hood is in the way. but it seems to be hovering around 30 something, getting up to 40. Up, 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 up. Here's a crossing the train. Oh, which I should be slowing down for. I think that might be in the neutral section. Well, we don't have to care about that because we're a diesel today. Usually all the services you get on here. Oh, well. That was lifting up. Oh, no, was that portal? Something? Right, we'll be up to 100 again in no time. What was that? Was that F3 that turned that on? It was, yeah. Oh, see, now again, it's more like 46, 40 something. I don't really notice frame rates except for when you go like this and you can tell the frame rate drops. But also because you're zoomed in, it looks slower. But yeah. I know there are plenty of people out there who can tell the difference between different frame rates. So there are definitely people who are like, this looks so, I can't, my eyes hurt because it's like running at below 60. Whereas it has to be falling below, quite a bit below 30 for me to be like, whoa, this looks, whoa, it's making my eyes twitch. Let's have a look at some caps where, oh, there we go. There we go. Got some workers by the side of the, who is that? Abandoned platform. Onwards we go. Onwards to Haymarket, which is still a fair bit of the way. I mean, I think a 385 is almost, oh god, we're going over a thing that I'm supposed to brake for, aren't we? Yeah, especially in a HST, which is probably significantly heavier than a 385. Big chunky engines probably rattle that viaduct to dust. Push ourselves back up to notch 3. Try and catch up with ourselves. These Scotrail engineers are everywhere along the line. I don't know if that's part of a mod or part of the route. Hands up, no idea. Can't tell you specifically. Hence why you should not be you should not place any buying decision on anything you're seeing here. Except for like general stuff, like I'm sure that building is the way that it is. Like a church. The overhead catenary, I don't think the mod changes. The signal lights, I'm fairly certain they're much brighter with the mod. I think in the actual base game they're quite light, like hard to see. Oh, there we go. Oh, isn't it lovely? Lovely job, lad. Right. So we should have 200, not 100, and then there'll be a viaduct somewhere around here that we'll have to slow down for. Another one. But yeah, other than that, we should get a fairly consistent 100 until we're on the approach to Haymarket. Well, it might drop to 90 as well at some point around the corner. But yeah, my feeling is the 385 is much better at this route than this train is, because this train takes ages to accelerate. 385, blink, and you've gone from 50 to 100. It's a very modern, lightweight, electric multiple unit, designed for like quick acceleration. And I mean, the HST was designed for speed over a long distance. So its acceleration is painfully slow. Whereas the 285 is like, boom, it wants to be a commuter train that can be used stop to stop, but also run long distances. So it's got the high speed and the good acceleration. But it has a tiny windscreen. It looks nice though. It is a very, very nice looking train. But so is this. Even better once it's got the intercity swallow livery added to it. I hope they get someone to do like an official one that's done right. Rather than us having to deal with it in Creators Club. Or livery editor. Like I can do the paint scheme, but the text is really difficult. Even the swallow is fairly easy. But the intercity typeface, ooh, it doesn't go well with the one that comes, like with some lettering. You can just use what they've given and add some adornments, but that's really difficult with the intercity one because it was like a very sort of 80s typeface that has, it's not equal on either side, and yeah, you need to modify. I think the C has to be significantly modified. And the Y as well, I think it's very different, the intercity Y from the one that's in the livery editor. So I mean, if it was a shorter one, like say for example with the TGV, when it's just TGV, so you just create your own TGV, it's fine. But for intercity, that's what, how many letters? 9? Granted, like there's like the T is used twice and the I is used twice, but still, 7 letters. Here we go. Ooh, and a little blur. In reality, I don't think this would run between. This wouldn't run between them. Like maybe they will do a rail tour one day with it because eventually they'll be retired. But I think usually it might leave one of these stations, but it would go off to somewhere. Like it's supposed to be like an intercity, long distancey type train. You might remember during the pandemic there was a crash with one of these. I think a couple of people died actually. Quite tragic. It was a landslip after some rain. The train was the driver obviously didn't know that the landslip had happened, so the train went off the tracks after it hit all of the debris. Ran down an embankment. I mean, just because I don't think last time I read about it there'd been an official, the inquiry had come to an official conclusion about what the actual cause was. Like obviously the landslide would have a part to play, but was the train going too fast in the weather? Was someone supposed to have checked to make sure that the line was clear? Was there supposed to be a system in place with CCTV to monitor these things, or was the maintenance not done to stop that happening? I don't know, that kind of thing. But yeah, I don't think it was anywhere near this line. Right, 100. Up we go. Ooh, you can see we're getting into a bit more urban areas now. Outskirts of Edinburgh. Edinburgh is a must if you go to Scotland. It's a really great city. Like, and then Glasgow is also a must. They're two very different cities, in a good way. Really good. Like you see a really good variation of architecture, of people, of the feel of the city. Like Edinburgh is very much the chocolate box image, beautiful old scenery. Even like, I mean, there's Edinburgh New Town, Edinburgh Old Town, but the New Town is like still old. It's like built in the 19th century. It's like a sort of first jab at urban planning. So it feels very different from the Old Town. But they're still both very sort of scenic, beautiful places. Then you've got obviously the valley in the middle with Edinburgh Waverley, which is beautiful to look at. You've got Arthur's Seat you can walk up. Obviously you've got the castle, the history is all there. Glasgow's a lot more industrial, it's a lot more real. It's where you go if you want a good night out. Edinburgh's not quite as banging, as they would say, as Glasgow. And Glasgow's, I mean, it's got the old docks. It's got a hell of a lot more modern architecture as well because it's been regenerated, or the old docks has been turned into, I think it's a science and innovation park or something. It's got like a big auditorium and the transport museum is there. That's pretty good. In Govan, I think. Also has a metro. It's a metro train. I don't know if they've got the new trains yet. I've seen that they've created them. They exist, but I don't know if they're running on the line yet. But it's tiny. I mean, you think the London Underground is tiny? This is significantly smaller than London Underground. It is tiny, as small as you can realistically imagine. I don't think it's the smallest. I think there's one in there's one in no, it's not Albania. It's not Azerbaijan. It might be Azerbaijan. Armenia. I think there's one in Armenia maybe that's even smaller. But it's tiny. And it goes in a circle. So there's two lines, but they're really one line. There's like an inner circle and an outer circle. But it's cute, and it works. You want to go to from the centre to the transport museum? You can do it. You want to go from the Botanical Gardens in the east to the West End? You can do it. See the university? Very beautiful. So yeah, very different from Edinburgh. Edinburgh has trams as its sort of transport solution. Also prior, it's not like this now, but for many years, Glasgow was kind of like had a skyline, but its skyline was like post-war apartment blocks. In the UK they're called tower blocks. It means it's a very specific meaning because it means it was like social housing built by the government or local government for people to obviously live in, but they had a very specific look. They're always like rectangular blocks. Glasgow had a really big tall one, actually, a really tall development that was like I think at the time, like many of these ones, it was like the tallest in Europe, one of the biggest in Europe. Actually they were built of steel, if I remember correctly, not even concrete, so they were slightly different from the norm. But that was called Red Road, was it? Glasgow Red Road. Looked pretty amazing, but it's gone now. And a lot of them, there were some really interesting ones that were built of concrete back in the day, but they're mostly gone now. They were like partially falling down, but also the tide in the UK turned against social housing a lot. To the point it seems like the UK would rather people just be homeless and would rather pay more to private landlords than just build more affordable housing. But yeah, that's a topic for another day. But yeah, that's what Glasgow was more of. Edinburgh had that as well because it's a city and all cities in the UK had it, but Glasgow had it a hell of a lot more because Glasgow was associated with slums. So slum clearance acts in the 1940s and 50s led to a hell of a lot more in Glasgow. It's also a much bigger city than Edinburgh. Well, much bigger, but Edinburgh is like you say, it's like I said, it's a very chocolate box image. So it's limited by that expectation of its heritage, whereas Glasgow is expected to be a big industrial city that grows, and nobody's like saying it's a heritage site that you can't build anything new on or whatever. but both of them once had much more extensive rail networks than they do now. Glasgow definitely still has a very extensive rail network, but there's a whole station that was knocked down, St Enoch. It's now a shopping centre. There's like I think a little bit of the station left, like a tiny bit of it, but the rest of it's gone. But it still maintains like the tunnels under the city that provide a really good suburban railway service. Edinburgh used to have a station actually not far from Haymarket. I think it was called Edinburgh Central, and it was kind of like over here where these buildings are. It's like a terminus station. Like, I mean, it literally was like here. I think it was right the other side of the tunnels that go into Waverley. Oh look, we've got a layover. Let's go explore. Excuse me. Do the lifts work in this? I can't remember. There was a DLC that had lifts that worked, but I don't know if this one on some of the stations they work and on some they don't, or maybe it was the Isle of Wight. Oh look, there's a Scotland the Brave. Well, I mean, it's a song, it's a tune. What's this? Ooh. Oh, I can't get out though, can I? Trapped. Yeah, obviously, if the lifts do work in this route, that it's not at this station. Maybe I'll give them a try at Waverley, maybe. Ooh, which state platform? There I am. Oh, let's have a look inside these carriages. I mean, this doesn't reflect on Dovetail at all if anything's bad. Or the person who made them, it's a great mod. But yeah. Oh, look at that. I think that they've changed the colour of the seats and the carpet, maybe? I don't recall it being blue in Great Western Express, but maybe it is. Well, yeah, overall, bloody hell, look at it. I mean, this is amazing. Like, considering it's not in the livery designer yet, so this was like genuine. Someone had to open this in software and put this on, and it also isn't easy. I mean, the reason it probably has no text anywhere on it is because usually what happens, you can only do one side of it and it just mirrors to the other side. So yeah, that'll be that. Oh look, there's a tram coming. I'm going to close the doors just so I can saunter away when I need to. But let's watch the tram. No, why am I blocked? Wait, oh, it's because I'm in the wrong view, aren't I? There we go. Oh, look. Ah, how cool is this? Oh no, that is the actual official end. That is cool. Maybe you can walk down there. But you can't get the camera down there. The shewer. Ooh, you can get the camera over here though. Aha! Should show up here. There it is, pulling in. I don't know why it has a turtle in it. I really wish I knew. I don't think that's a platform. You know, Mr. Edinburgh Tram Man. You've stopped early. Not that it really matters, but still. Oh, look at this. Isn't this nice? If I recall correctly, there's like a conference centre somewhere around here. So these tracks do continue. I mean, they haven't modelled them beyond this, but they do continue into the centre and they run right next to Waverley as well. But they're not modelled in Waverley. Oh, what's this? Look, it looks like a burned out building. Again, I have no idea if this is like actually how it looks or it's just a fault of mods that have changed things. Blah, blah, blah. I don't know. There's like some kind of... No, it's not a conference centre, is it? Or is it? What is it? Like a big circular building somewhere. Right. Come on. Bradley's ladies, men's and children's wear. Barber's Barbershop. Fish and chips. Or that should be Mars bar and chips. I did have a fried Mars bar when I went to Edinburgh. On the first occasion. On the second occasion, I was like, never again. But if I remember correctly, in Glasgow, I did see like a chip shop that had deep fried pizza on the menu. This is not to stereotype. Like, I don't think they're novelty items. They're not. They're like things for tourists to buy because they've heard about it. I don't think. I've never met anyone from Scotland who actually was like, "Oh yeah, I grew up on deep fried weird things." Yeah, oh my god! For a second there, I thought it was Sunday. I was like, "Oh my god, it's work another week tomorrow." But I don't have work on Monday anyway, or Friday, so it's a 3-day week really. So I shouldn't complain. And also it's Saturday, so. Oh come on! I'll put you up to throttle 4 then. We're not getting up to speed anymore, are we? Well, we're supposed to get down to 20 at the end of this tunnel. Yeah, that's a cut, a hole in the scenery, or it's something reflecting. Oh! It's a hole in the scenery. Wow. Oh, I need to turn down. I do like those holes in the scenery. I know obviously they shouldn't be there, but I like being able to see a different perspective of a route. Also, it just you seem to be able to see a lot more from underneath than you can from above. And here we arrive in Edinburgh, Waverley. Oh no, there's one more tunnel to go through. Yeah. Oh, listen to those coaches moaning. I love it. They absolutely hate being like anything happening at low speed. Like, oh, help! I love it. Well, anyway. As you can see, that was a very successful rail tour. We took our Castle Class HST from Glasgow. We are now arriving in Edinburgh. Beautiful Edinburgh. There's Edinburgh Castle. Absolutely well worth a visit. Quite idle. We shall now just saunter in. And this is Edinburgh Waverley, which is a beautiful station. Really nice. And like you'll see here, they've captured it all right. It's not exact. I think they're missing some bits and bobs about like there's like an entrance up to the Royal Mile, I think that's called, or Princess Street. Why am I still? Oh, because where this route weirdly in that first tunnel has the block on not being able to go outside. I don't know if that's. Look, I can hear bagpipes. I will say you hear them more than you would hear them anywhere else when you are in Scotland. But still, I don't know if you just hear them randomly when you arrive at the station. I don't recall that. I recall there being a Marks and Spencer's. Buying like an absolute ton of Percy pigs for the train. But look, this is Waverley. Waverley is a beautiful station, as you can see. It's got an absolutely amazing roof. In the game here, it's empty. Like these platforms would the edge platforms would have LNER trains in them, or well, whatever company was running the East Coast Main Line at the time, they would be here. You might see a West Coast, a sort of Virgin train, or well, whoever's running them. You'd see Transpennine, possibly a cross-country train as well. Operation Step. So yeah, that bit is like many routes in TSW, it's missing because they don't have the AI stock to put in here. I literally don't think they have any stock they can put in here. Claws here. I'll have a little bit of a walk around actually afterwards. How long's this video so far? Ooh, we're pushing on an hour. Right, I will continue. I got gold, that's good. Return to free roam, and I'll get up. I don't think this train's going anywhere. I'll leave the door open, people can go mad. Can I go up these stairs? Yes, I can. Ooh, yes. So in reality, I mean, see, look, they've done this modelling on these beautifully. But on this side of the station, there'd be an exit that goes up to the Princess Street, whatever it's called. But they haven't modelled it here. So there's actually no way to get out of the station. Oh, I think there is. They've got like the, there is a way. There's like a ramp. This ramp, I think. But it's closed off on this side. Oh, that one I think is open and just let you go up. Yeah. That's cool. But how far up? I mean, look at this detail. It's beautiful. It's a really beautiful station. And it just, it is like you see all of this. They restored the roof recently, so it's beautiful. And yeah, Edinburgh does look like this. Like, this is, I think that's a Primark in real life. If I remember. That's the Royal Albert Monument. And yeah, this is either called Princess Street or the Royal Mile. This bit that runs along there. And so that's the new town, Edinburgh New Town. And that's the old town. That's more, this bit's more higgledy-piggledy and actually a bit more hilly. And there's Edinburgh, it leads up to Edinburgh Castle. It's called, I mean, it's old. It is factually very old. It's a very old city. And this is the new bit that they built, which is like on a grid road pattern, grid street pattern, like New York. I mean, I compare it to New York as an example. Like many cities have a grid network. And that bridge is very beautiful as well. What I mean to say is there are very few cities in the world that would have a geography like this. And it's got a very kind of specific architecture, this kind of brownstone. So yeah, Edinburgh is high on the list of places to visit. And this station is beautiful. And yeah, it does have this waiting room. It's very beautiful. And a lot of Marks and Spencer's too. But yeah, that's every UK rail station. And these long platforms are for the intercity trains, so you'll see, that's what you'd see here. You'll see there's nothing stopping here in the game, because they don't have anything to put there. And yeah, I think I'm done. I don't think I've got anything else to bore you with. I'm going to check if these lifts work. I don't know where I got the idea from that there are working lifts in this game. There are, somewhere. Is it this route? Is it one of the smaller stations? I can't remember. I thought it was this route they came with. Well, anyway, there we go. Platform 20. 20 platforms. It's a big station. Although most of the platforms are terminating ones, I think. Small little platforms. I think it's got 4 through platforms and the rest are these. Oh, something's arriving or leaving. Oh my god, they have... that must be a mod. I was going to say, oh my god, they got Costa Coffee license. No, I think it's a mod. Oh! It does work! Oh my god. Oh my god, we're going up. I knew it! Oh, look at that. See, if you just look at this one little bit, you got HST and a couple of Scotrail trains. And it, like, love that. Doesn't it look like the real life thing? I wonder if that train's going to go off the map. Shouldn't do. Shouldn't be anywhere for it to go over there, but no, I think it's just closing the doors because it's ended. Well, anyway, after all of this excitement, I mean, I found a working lift. That one lift in the game isn't glass. I'm going to go back down it, and I shall bid you adieu. I hope you enjoyed this. I actually, like I said, I think it's not the best route. It doesn't really have the variety that you might want. I'll play it on a tune. No idea what that song is. But yeah, if you, it's Scotland the Brave again. If you want a route that's sort of cute, very well modelled, nice looking route, some very relaxing back and forth services. It's not too, the timetable isn't too stressful. If you don't mind the lack of variety in the stock, then this is the route for you, I would say. I mean, if you buy, there's next week, so the week of the 12th or 13th of March, there comes out a West Cornwall local Steam tour package, which will add a Steam rail tour layer to this. But it's the Jubilee train with some new liveries, but you only get it with that pack. You don't get it with Spirit of Steam. Also, all of these adverts and these brands, that's all part of a mod. You won't have that if you just buy this route. Like I said, do not judge the actual quality of this route. I think it's a good route in and of itself. But yeah, you're seeing a lot of flavour that isn't there in the actual route because they can't put in brand names, or copyrighted stuff. But yeah, like I say, if you can cast aside all the stuff that I've said is a mod and all the stuff that looks maybe, wow, that's unusual. If it's unusual, the chances are it's a mod, but the lift is definitely original to the route. And yeah, some of the graphical glitches may be mod related, may be part of the route. I don't know. Oh look, the HST's on its way. I want to finish this, but I also... Oh, look at it go. Look at it go. Let me up, let me up, let me up. Oh, I love watching the HST. Oh, look at it, it's crossing over. And off it goes. Oh, that's lovely, Annie. Isn't it lovely? A nice way to end this video with the HST disappearing. Like I said, it's a mod, it's a mod, it's a mod. Don't start thinking I've got special access to the editor or anything. I told you Triple J something from the Train Sim community website made this. Made the mod. I don't know if they made the livery. Someone else might have made the livery. Someone else probably did make the livery actually. But go to the trainsimcommunity.com website. Has mods for all Train Sim games. So you have this on PC, you can do this. If not, then you won't be able to. You have to have it on PC. It doesn't work on PlayStation. You can get some first Great Western liveried trains for the HST via Tom Fresco. He's done some scenarios that are on the Creators Club that you can access on console using the first Great Western unlocker, scenery livery unlocker, which do work, and you will be able to get them on console. But that's the extent of it, I think. Oh, there might also be some other ones where he's mixed and matched some existing stock within the game, but you can't get an imported livery like that that isn't available in Creators Club yet. Next week, when there's the there'll be a bunch whenever, like, I don't know if it's next week or the week after, sometime in March, when the Class 43 HST livery edit comes through, you'll be able to go mad with scenarios like this. I will be going mad with them and with all the liveries people create, so I'm looking forward to that. And with that, I will end this because we're pushing 1 hour 10. Adieu, I bid you adieu, gracias, hasta luego, and I shall see you in the next video, which I don't know what it's going to be. And maybe I'll buy that new German route, Mainz Koblenz. I don't know. The scenery looks fantastic, but I'm not sold on the rolling stock or the variety of services yet. But maybe I'll wait till Niedertalbahn comes out and adds a few diesel services and it gets a bit more interesting. We'll see. It may be another week. It may be another month. It could be 6 months before I make another video. We'll see. I don't think it will be because there's so much good content coming out. But yeah, enjoy the rest of your day, the rest of your evening, the rest of your month, year, the rest of your life. And hasta luego.